Plaintiff, Bria Blount, says when she met the defendant, they bonded over the fact that she was separating from her child's father and he was going through a divorce. Bria claims she and the defendant became friends with benefits, but she's suing him today for the balance due on a loan and emotional distress. Defendant Anthony Groves admits that he had an intimate relationship with Bria, but says a month after they started seeing each other, Bria moved his friend into her home and tried to hide it from him. Anthony's countersuing because he claims Bria stalked him at his apartment and threatened to call his job.
Start with you.
I met the defendant last year at Valentine's Day at a concert. We hit it off immediately. We started to bond over the fact that he was going through a divorce and I was separating from my daughter's father. With that, we grew on. Our bond became unbreakable. His friends did warn me that he kind of had shady tendencies. I did not listen to any of them. I wanted to base his character off of my own observance of him being with him. Through that, I noticed like simple little things like him arguing with people over gas money, little simple things that you should just do the kindness of your heart to help a friend out or anything like that. From there, he grew on to be distanced towards me, started to...
How long after dating?
We were never dating. We were more like friends that grew into benefits, basically.
Never went out anywhere?
Yeah, we were in public with each other all the time. I mean, to anyone looking on the outside,
in public and having sexual relations?
Yes, not in public, but in general.
Typically, people would characterize two folks of the opposite sex who go in public regularly together.
Correct.
And then they end up having relations with each other. Typically, that's regarded as dating. And in most instances, folks would regard that as having a relationship. But if you think that that isn't dating, what is dating?
No, I agree with you. It would be classified as dating, but we never had a title onto it, so I don't want to add a title that was never there in the beginning.
Well, you just did give it a
Okay.
title. You said the title was Friends
with benefits. Kind of, yeah, okay.
And that's otherwise known as a booty call.
Well,
you don't take booty calls out. You just call at 11 p.m., 1 a.m., whatever, on the way back from the club, knock, knock, knock. I'm here. Let me in. Let's go. Let me do my
so
business
we had
and
relations.
go.
We were dating. Okay.
I'll let you talk, sir. Go ahead.
All right. Well, what she's not saying is she's not this innocent person she's portraying herself to be. You know, we did have a little time that we had our intercourse and certain things going on, but she was also talking
That's
to
the
one
word I was looking for. Thank you.
And she was also started talking to one of my friends when me and her took a small break from talking. But what she didn't know is he already told me that he was going to approach her and asked me if it was cool if he could start talking to her since we stopped talking. Yeah, I said it was cool. She probably gonna say now that he asked if he said we weren't friends or something no more. Well, he said whatever he had to say so he can get what he wanted. That's what it all was. So, but she's not this innocent girl. She was living with him. She had him move into her house. Wow.
How long after?
That me and her stopped talking?
Yes.
I can't tell you exactly how long.
A month, 2 months,
maybe
6?
a month, maybe a month.
A month after talking and having relations with you.
Correct.
She moved your friend,
My friend
in with her.
And tried to lie to me about it and not tell me every time I asked her about it. Nah, he don't live here. Nah. But then she didn't know that he was telling me this stuff. He would pick me up in her car, take me to her house, and we chilling in her crib. And she didn't even know it. That's kind of the background.
Anything you want to say about that?
Yeah, that's not how he's portraying that incident. It's not how it happened. I priorly met them both at the same concert. We were there for his birthday, the gentleman that he's talking about. From that time, the kid did reach out to me and said that he was interested in me, wanted to talk after me and Anthony were already done with each other.
The kid. Well, yeah, she called him a kid.
Okay. The guy reached out to me, talked to me, saying that, you know, he wanted
How old are you?
I'm 23. From there,
so for a 23-year-old to call someone a kid,
don't sound right.
He must be underage. You'll go to jail. You better be careful.
He's not underage.
Go to jail. Go ahead.
So that guy that he's referring to, he reached out to me, and I did say, "Aren't you Anthony's friend?" And he said, "No, we're not friends." Then I immediately reached out to Anthony, and Anthony was like, "You can do whatever. I don't care. We're not anything with each other."
Okay, and you moved him in?
No, not immediately.
A month?
Maybe
It was longer than a month.
I'm sorry, 6 weeks.
It was longer than that.
7.
Me and this guy started to continue to talk with each other, and he was going through a rough patch.
I'm just curious when you moved him in.
Probably 3 months. He wasn't like moving in. It was to help him get on his
Okay,
feet.
fine. And tell me why you're suing him on loan and emotional distress.
Okay, so in October, last year, Halloween, 2015, Anthony received a DUI. With him getting the DUI, he was able to bail himself out. He called me saying that he was unable to get his car out. I asked him if he had spoken to his mother, and he said his mother was unable to help him. I asked him if he talked to his sister was unable to provide the funds. I was questioning him about all these
Hey, you want to talk to your friend? He's right here.
I was asking him.
Pretty much.
So I asked him if he was able to contact anybody else because I'm a single mother and I had just lost my job, and these were my own funds to provide for my own family. So I helped him. I gave him the money. We agreed that he would do installments, not saying there was going to be a certain amount each time, just because me and Anthony had this bond again that was.
And when was he to repay you?
I'm sorry?
When was he to repay you?
There was no certain time limit because he had said.
Has he given you anything yet?
I received $70.
When was that?
The date was
Month and year?
15.
All right.
I received the first payment. He put it in a gum box and threw it
The
through
year
the
of
window.
2015, is that
Yes.
what you're saying?
A month
A month after talking and having
She had-
relations with you,
Correct.
she moved your friend,
My friend
in with her.
and tried to lie to me about it and not tell me every time I asked her about it. Nah, he don't live here.
Plaintiff Bria Blount says she and the defendant were in a sexual relationship, and he claims a month after they started seeing each other, Bria moved his friend into her home.
Sir, what do you want to tell me?
I don't believe I owe her anything for this money. You know, I called, like she said, everything is true. As she asked me, can my mom help me? Can my sister? And I said no.
Were you all still seeing each other?
At the time? Yes, we were still intimate. So I called her and told her my situation. She said, I'm gonna call you back. She hung up, called me back and said she can get the money. Where you at? I'm gonna come pick you up. She came and got me, and she got the money for me. And that was that. There was no, when you gonna pay me back? How you gonna pay me back? There was nothing like that stipulated at the time. So I thought it was a gift. I took it was a gift.
Okay, and the $70?
The $70, I gave it to her because she started threatening me, saying she was gonna call my job and tell me about my DUI. So I was trying to keep her quiet. I needed my job. I got 2 kids to support. So I was saying what I had to say to get her not to do what she had to do, because I need my job. I can't be out here struggling.
Ma'am?
I let his first 2 paychecks go because he gets paid weekly so that he could build up to pay for his lawyer. When I reached out to him, he cut off all contact, wouldn't speak to me, so then I contacted his mother. By me contacting his mother, he then gave me the payment of $70 in a gum box and threw it, and said he would give me another following payment when he had it. Then when he got suspended from work, he said when he received his tax money that he would either give me from his tax money or when he got his job or a new job back. So, and then that never happened. And then I have other text messages that...
Did you contact his job?
No.
And you have any evidence of anything that you want to present
Yes,
to them?
all the highlighted show when he says that he was going to pay back, and it shows that I had to do the running around. So not only did he disrespect me with the gun box, he made me run around to meet people at certain spots. Then he would not show. Then he would say, I'm going to give it to you the following weekend. Something else came up. I got rearrested.
I need you to show me something. This is like 10 pages I don't have.
Okay, on the second page.
Opportunity to read. Yeah.
On the second page.
Now, why don't you just circle what it is that indicates he had agreed to repay you? That's what I need to see. Sir, your counterclaim is for harassment. How so? Calling your mother and what else?
Yeah, Facebook my mom, the threat saying that she was going to call my job. And then also she was sitting outside
You
my
have any evidence of that? She was sitting outside of your what?
my apartment complex.
When?
The day, it was December 5th was the actual day when she was talking about the whole runaround situation I was giving her. She was sitting outside my apartment complex. My roommate told me he's seeing her out there. And that's
I'm more
harassment to me.
interested in her telling your mother your personal business.
I have the messages from my mom that she sent to my mom on Facebook.
Let's see that. You don't have anything about her threatening to go to your job?
The threat, she said that over
with
the phone.
a DUI?
She said in here that everybody would know about your DUI. I got that. It's right here, the first one that's highlighted.
Ma'am, did you do this?
I said in one of the messages, I said I've concealed so that nobody would know about your DUI. That's why I'm saying what
It
date
says,
he's
that's
talking
fine,
about.
Anthony.
He's
Everybody
talking
will know.
about 11:18. You say, that's fine, Anthony. Everyone will know about your little DUI. Do you know what I'm referring to
Yes,
now?
I do.
All right.
And
so,
then if you go further
ain't
down-
no then. That's enough. So,
Okay.
his claim is granted for $500. I'll grant you your judgment, I believe, sir, based on these texts I'm reading. You promised to pay her when I get paid, when I pay my tax, when I get my taxes, when I find a new job. You promised over and over to pay her. What is your emotional distress for, ma'am?
Because at the time when I did the payment, he knew that I did not have a job, and then the disrespect of.
All right, you shouldn't have loaned the money if you didn't have a job. Your claim I'll grant for $430, the balance of the loan, and yours I'll grant $500 for the harassment. Have a good day.
Plaintiff Heidi I says she was sad for the defendant when her boyfriend broke up with her. But Heidi says she then became glad because she realized she had her bar buddy back. Heidi says the defendant is reckless with her money, often leaving huge tips for the bartenders. But she's suing her former friend today because the defendant's pit bull attacked her basset hound, causing serious injury. Defendant Coral Ferentz says she and Heidi hung out often at the bars, but Heidi was a belligerent drunk. Coral says she felt really bad this incident with Heidi's dog happened, but unfortunately, she has no idea how it happened.
Start with you.
Coral and I have known each other since high school. We didn't really hang out until summer 2014 when we could go out to the bar and party and hang out. August of that year, her boyfriend broke up with her. She called me crying hysterically. I go over there to comfort her and support her. And, you know, we really became closer friends at that point. And I felt bad for her, but at the same time, I was kind of excited because I got my bar buddy back. And so I suggested to her, you know, let's go out. Let's have a good time. Let's get your mind off it. And we did, and everything was great until she started kind of acting different. She wanted to go out more and more, even on the weekdays. And
That's not true.
She started having fun, so
Yeah.
she wanted more fun.
Okay, but we were at the bar one time, and, you know, I saw her, she was flirting with a bartender, and, you know, that's fine, okay, she's getting over her breakup, but then I see her buy a beer and lay down a $25 tip, and I'm like, that's crazy. So I go over to her, I'm like, what?
This the same bartender she hit on?
Yes. And,
What's crazy about it? She's trying to get with him.
well, well, you know, I go.
She said, there's more where that came from.
That's
Yeah.
right. There you go.
Well, there was. I mean, I go over there and I ask her, what are you doing? Like, and she's like, no, it's fine. I like him. He's cute. I got this. Leave me alone. And so, like, at that point, I back off because, I mean, it's her. She's a grown woman.
She knew what she was doing.
Yeah, she can handle her own money. But, you know, I kept an eye on her to keep her safe. You know, we're at a bar. But she kept just laying down this money for this guy. And I'm like, by the end of the night, I was like, we got to go before you spend your whole paycheck in this bar in one night. And that wasn't the only time that she's done
Did they ever start dating?
No. He had a girlfriend. He was unavailable. He was
You
just
didn't tell her
doing his
that
job.
until he got that money out of her, I bet.
Yeah. So basically, that wasn't the only time that this has happened. She's always, every time we go out, she's always careless with her money. And like at that point, ever since the first time, it's not my place to tell her what to do with her money. I just try to keep an eye out for her.
But does she deal with her basic responsibilities?
As far as I knew at that point. I felt bad for her, but at the same time, I was kind of excited because I got my bar buddy back. And so I suggested to her, you know, let's go out. Let's have a good time. Let's get your mind off it.
Plaintiff Heidi I is suing her former friend, and she claims Heidi is a belligerent drunk who gets violent when she drinks.
Let me hear from you. Give me some background.
So, like she said, I knew her in high school. We met through a mutual friend.
Well, I'll take a couple dollars. I'm not available either. You say you don't have to be available. You just go ahead, though.
But it wasn't until 2014 that we started going out more and more and became closer friends. She was always nice to hang out with. We could keep up with each other. It's just when she drank too much that she would get a little bit belligerent, kind of irresponsible. There was one time that she fell down because she was just not very stable on her feet at that point.
Drunk?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you do
And-
at the bars.
Really? You fall out drunk at the bar?
You get drunk.
That's what you do.
You have fun.
Speak for yourself. Everybody don't fall out drunk at bars. Go ahead.
But, you know, a girl came up to her, tried to help her up, and she just kind of pushed her away. She's like, no, I got this. I got myself. I don't need your help. Started kind of getting in her face, kind of causing a scene till, like, bouncers were coming over, and I'm trying to pull her away. Like, you don't want to start something right now. We don't want to get kicked out. And that's just how she is when she drinks too much. She gets very violent, very physical, and
Not
you have to
violent.
pull her away.
Anyhow, what's your lawsuit regarding the vet bill for? What happened here?
Okay, October 29th, I was talking on the phone with Coral earlier in the day, and I was explaining to her how I had plans later that night, but my dog was sick, so I was gonna have to cancel my reservations and everything. So she had offered to dog sit for me, and I accepted because I wanted to go out. And so later that night, around 8 o'clock, she comes over, but she brought her pit bull with. And normally, like, he's come over before the pit bull has, and it's been okay. I've been comfortable with that while I'm there. But she didn't ask me, and I wasn't gonna be there. I was gonna leave, and I told her, I was like, I'm not really that comfortable leaving you alone with your dog here and my dog's sick. And basically she assured me, I can handle my dog. He'll be locked up outside in the backyard. We'll keep him separated. Everything will be fine. So she's my friend. I trusted her to handle the situation and be responsible with it. And so I left. About an hour later, I get a call saying my dog's bleeding. I got to come home. And so, I'm worried. I rush home, rush inside, see my dog has big holes in her neck.
Ooh.
Yeah. And so, I
What
asked.
type of dog?
I have a basset hound. And so I asked her what happened, and she's like, I didn't see anything. And so at that point, I was just more worried about my dog. And so I grab her and I take her to the emergency animal hospital because it's late at night. And she ended up having 3 lacerations in her neck. Her jaw was broken and she was missing one of her canine teeth. I have pictures here of my dog and all her surgeries. She had to have multiple
Let's
surgeries.
see it.
I had to leave her there at the animal hospital overnight. I had to pay a $341 deposit that night, and then I had to pay more in the morning when I went to go pick her up. I have the medical record from the vet as well, stating what was done to her as far as surgeries and whatnot. After I got done with the vet that night, I went home expecting Coral to be gone, but when I got there, she was still there. And at that point, I was so frustrated and irritated and basically livid. And I go inside and I told her she's got to go. She has to leave my property, take her dog with her, get out of here. And she was just apologizing profusely. She would say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean for this to happen. I'll pay you anything the vet costs. And I was like, well, I had to pay $341 tonight, and I need that money for my student loans. So she went and got $300 that night and gave it to me. And then I told her, after everything is done with and all my dog's vet bills are collected and done, I will let you know how much. And then she left.
You have the bill?
Yes.
And
This is the bill, and then this is the medical record.
she better be glad you didn't come home drunk that night as usual. Let's see. That dog might have been in trouble. Her dog. Better be glad you didn't come home drunk that night as usual. Let's see. That dog might have been in trouble. Her dog.
Plaintiff Heidi I is suing her former friend, and she claims Heidi is a belligerent drunk who gets violent when she drinks.
Ma'am, what do you say to this?
I had reassured Heidi that I was going to keep my dog tied up, and that's what I did after she left to go out for her plans. I tied up my dog and everything was fine. I let her dog out, and normally her dog lets me know when she's ready to come in. And when I went to go check on her about 10 minutes later, I opened the door and she ran inside. Everything seemed fine. I didn't really notice anything was wrong until I bent down to kind of like pet her and be affectionate towards her. And that's when I noticed that she was bleeding. I had called Heidi right away, and as I was doing that, I went to go look out my back window to make sure my dog was okay, because I didn't know if a stray animal had gotten into the backyard somehow. And I noticed that's when my dog had gotten off the leash. Heidi came home in a fury. She was irate. She like busted through the door and was just getting in my face. And, you know, she was just very angry, and I apologized. I felt so bad. It's not like I meant for this to happen. And I told her, you know, I went out and got the money for her, brought it back, and I said, you know, if I can, I will definitely pay you back. And I asked her how much the vet bills were, and she didn't know at that time until the surgeries were over. And then in November of 2014, she had called me to let me know how much the cost was, and she said that I owed her $973. Unfortunately, at the end of April, I lost my job, and there's not much I can do about that. I live by myself.
What are you doing now?
I currently work for a call center.
Okay.
For an insurance
you are working
company.
again. You say you live by yourself?
I did, and then I had to move because the financial strain was just too much.
You should going back up to that bar, tell that man to give you all them tips back. You tipping that man, and
I didn't give him
now
that
you
much.
broke, huh?
I didn't give him that much money.
She did. It was like over $100.
That's a lie.
Yeah, and didn't get anything but a drink. All right, if you're gonna pay, never mind. Let me just stop. Let me talk about this vet bill. All right, so your only defense is you don't have a job, or you lost your job, and now you have one. That's the good news. So you can pay her the balance because you were negligent in the sense that you had a duty to keep your dog restrained. Judgment for the plaintiff, $973 for you. Good luck to you guys.
I would just like to say that I do want to be your friend again. And, sorry. I don't want this to come between us. And let's go to the bar.
Okay, yeah, I want to be friends too. I miss the friendship. I mean, that was the most important thing that got lost. Hopefully we can move past this though and kind of start back where we began. Okay. Okay.
Plaintiff Will Robinson says he and the defendant grew up together. But Will claims the defendant completely changed in 2010 when he became a male stripper. Will's suing his former friend today because he's withholding Will's tools. Defendant Cody Rayburn says he's not just a stripper. He's a male entertainer who takes pride in his profession. Cody's countersuing for an unpaid loan.
Start with you.
Well, Cody and I grew up together. His mom and I are best friends. And like we did everything together. And in 2010, Cody started acting different when he became Showtime, a male stripper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then he's doing pretty good for himself, actually.
Really?
He's been on Conan, Chocolate City 2. He had an offer for Chippendales. I told him I like to go. He said it's not Chunkendales. I didn't think that was funny. And then he's so busy that after working at his house, I've been trying to get my tools and just can't get a hold of him and get my tools back.
All right. Sir, let me hear from you.
Well, Your Honor, first off, I'm not a stripper. This ain't no slinging party over here, all right? I'm a true entertainer, and I started about 5 years ago, and I did not know how to dance or perform or anything on that level. Tried out for fun, doing a little amateur night, and won, and realized the type of money you could make, how you could travel the world, and hopefully it would lead to other avenues, and now it has, and I just feel very blessed and privileged that it has, and I don't really think that he respects my profession and what I do, and I think it's just rude.
He didn't say he disrespects it.
No, I'd like to dance too.
He said he wanted to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Doyle has mentioned it to me a time or two.
Yeah.
So no, you better stay here with me.
I got the uniform for it.
Yeah. That's right.
He could. He could definitely.
That's right. It wouldn't be a bachelorette party if you didn't have a police officer come there.
I mean, I'll take you to the next show. We'll do a duet together.
There you go. And he'll ruin your business, no doubt. All right. Tell me why you're suing your friend.
In the end of September, October, I painted his house. I'm a painter. And I went on to do another job, and I just left some tools at Cody's house because he kept saying, I didn't finish. And I said, I'll come back. But then every time I go back, he's not around. He's traveling, doing erotic stuff, whatever.
Have you ever set an appointment with him?
A lot.
Okay, how many approximately?
Probably 5, 6 times easy.
And what would happen?
I show up and he wasn't there, or his roommates are there and he said, give us the $100, you can have your tools. But I didn't want to give it to them.
All right, so are you saying that he's been withholding the tools
Yes.
because of the $100?
Yes.
Defendant Cody Rayburn is being sued by his former friend, who claims Cody changed 5 years ago after he became a male stripper.
All right, and how does he owe you $100?
He owes me $100 because I had to pay one of his employees, and he said he was going to return the money and never
When
did.
was that?
That was back on the 11th of November.
All right. But that was after he had completed the work and was requesting his tools back.
Right.
All right, so why haven't you given him his tools?
Just because he didn't pay me the $100 that he said he was going to pay me to.
Yeah, but the $100 didn't come until November. He did the work and you were withholding his tools since October. Has he scheduled times to come and pick up the tools and you've told him he can't get them because of the $100?
Yes.
All right, and you didn't know, obviously, that that's illegal to keep someone's property in lieu of payment unless that was an agreed upon arrangement, meaning his tools are serving as collateral. But certainly that wasn't, because the loan didn't come until after you withheld his tools, because he couldn't get them from October to November. And the loan, $100, was in November. And so you are now saying to him he cannot get his $2,000 worth of tools because of $100 that you loaned him a month later. You're illegally withholding his property. Your counterclaim for $100, you do owe him that? Mm-hmm. All right, and why haven't you paid him?
It is just hard to get a hold of him. And
He's here today.
my tools aren't, though.
Huh?
My tools aren't here.
All right, well, then say that. Say I'm not giving him his $100 until he gives me my tools.
Yeah. If
you don't get your property within 30 days, you are awarded $2,000 and you will be awarded the $100. Okay? All right, good luck to you both.
Thank you. We're going to do a little dance?
Let's just be family friends again, man.
I'll always love Cody. I'd say we do a before and after show, but he doesn't want to.
He's just got a little weight to lose.
Right.
Then maybe we could put
I told him there's a lot of
stage.
chubby chasers out there, though.
But I think bottom line, I mean, we buried the hatchet.
Yeah, we're
you know,
we always
good
got love.
now. We're family friends. We can't be hating on each other anyway. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's
Right.
good. It's all good.